Hello everybody, today we're gonna work on a closet. We're gonna repair the shelf, the supports, the brackets, and we're gonna make it stronger. It failed not because of the weight, but because it was installed poorly. As you could see there, the bracket was installed on a hollow drywall there. These anchors are for drywall. You're supposed to install this bracket in the stud, and it had only one. We're going to install at least 3 plus the supports on the sides. It's going to be strong enough. We're going to put a new board, new brackets, and we're going to support it all the way around to the studs as it's supposed to be. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna remove the old supports. We're gonna score with a razor blade underneath, so when we remove it, we don't take the paint with us all the way around and on top. And then we're gonna remove these screws, and then we're gonna take everything out. So we removed all the boards, all the nails, so it's ready for us to start working fresh. So the next step we're gonna do, we have to mark our studs, and for that I'm gonna put some painter's tape. I'm gonna put it above. And on the sides too. Nothing fancy. We're gonna mark our studs, so you don't have to apply some pressure on it, because we're gonna remove it in a few minutes. So now with a stud finder, we're gonna find the studs. So there's one here. We're gonna mark the center. There's another one here. So there's another one here. I like this stud finder a lot because when it finds a stud, it lights up. If you see those 3 lights, that's the center of the stud, and it's very bright, as I said, and nice to use. So it's supposed to be a stud every 16 inches, so it makes sense. And there's another stud here in the corner, and another one right there in the center of that wall where our bracket is going to be. Now I'm measuring my the longest board, and from side to side is about 80 inches. So I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna cut it. Okay, now we're gonna install our board, but for this step you need a level or a laser. If you see my laser lines here, if you don't have a laser yet, they used to be very expensive. Like this one here, it used to be like $300, now it's $50. So buy one. It's good to hang pictures, to do floors, ceilings, to do a lot of stuff. So I strongly suggest you get a laser level. So now we have our line here. That's a straight line, and we're gonna put our board. we want the line let me mark, want to mark my lines stronger, better. Okay, so we're gonna place our board right underneath that line. That tells me that I'm level, right below it. And I'm gonna shoot a nail just to hold it. We're gonna do screws later on, but this is just to hold it. Now that we have the main board, we're gonna do this, the right and the left, and we're gonna do the same. We're gonna measure, we're gonna cut them outside, they're gonna nail it, and then we're gonna screw it. $23.5 and 23. So now we're gonna do the same. There's a stud here and another one here and one here. So this is just to hold it. And this side as well. Okay, so we have to decide how many supports we're gonna install. And just for aesthetics, I'm gonna install 3 since there is one here already. We're gonna do this one and then another one here and another one here. So 3 supports plus the 2 on the side is gonna be 5 supports to the stud. So that should be sufficient. So this is the center of my stud. I'm gonna center it. Just center with the stud because we're gonna do a bracket right here. Okay, so we have our 5 supports. I'm gonna shoot screws here. So my drywall is 1/2 inch, my board is 3/4, so that's 1.25 inches. You need at least inch inside the stud. So I chose 2.5 screws. So let's do it right here in the center. So I'm gonna pre-drill so I don't split my boards. In the corners we can go 45 degrees. And now we're gonna have the we're gonna drive it 2.5 screws. And we're gonna do all the way. Okay, so all the studs have screws. And now we're gonna remove the tape because we don't need it anymore. So now we're gonna grab our shelf and we're gonna place it on top. And now we are gonna install 3 shelves. 1, 2, 3. So let's start with this one. We're gonna place it at the center because remember the stud is there. So we're gonna place the first one there. You can use the help of a level. So now I marked my pole. I'm gonna cut it. And the tool I'm using is a Milwaukee band saw. If you don't have this guy, it's awesome. You know, if you try to cut it with a sawzall, it's fine, but it vibrates a lot and there's almost no control. But if you use a bandsaw, the blade just goes one direction, so the control is almost 100%. So awesome tool to have. So I just cut my pole and I put it in place, and I'm making sure that it's touching all three brackets. That tells me that's the right place to go. And then I'm gonna do my brackets. This bracket is to a stud too, so every support is to a stud, so it has a great support. Now we're gonna drive our screws. So as if it wasn't enough support, I'm adding a self-topper, the metal with the bracket, and wood screws from the bracket to the shelf. So I did all three. And now, nice and level and full of support everywhere. This thing doesn't move at all. So yeah, this is a masterpiece. It's just a closet, but it's a masterpiece. So tell me what you think. If you like this video or if it was useful to you, please like and subscribe. Remember, when you like the video, more people get to see it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next video. So long.